Hi, thanks for coming back and reading with me again. This is Mrs. Cinnamon, and I'm really happy that we can read some more of the World of Pooh together. So the last time we were together reading, we finished off with Winnie the Pooh had just fallen into the gorse bush, and he was getting the prickles out of his fur. And this is right about the time where he got another idea, a better idea than climbing up the tree, and his idea was to get help from Christopher Robin. So let's see what happens. So, Winnie the Pooh went round to his friend Christopher Robin, who lived behind a green door in another part of the forest. "Good morning, Christopher Robin," he said. "Good morning, Winnie the Pooh," said you. "I wonder if you've got such a thing as a balloon about you." "A balloon?" "Yes. I just said to myself coming along, I wonder if Christopher Robin has such a thing as a balloon about him. I just said it to myself, thinking of balloons and wondering. What do you want a balloon for?" you said. Winnie the Pooh looked round to see that nobody was listening. He put his paw to his mouth and said in a deep whisper, "Honey." "But you don't get honey with balloons." "I do," said Pooh. "Well, it just happened that you had been to a party the day before at the house of your friend Piglet, and you had balloons at the party. You had a big green balloon, and one of Rabbit's relations had a big blue one, and had left it behind, being really too young to go to a party at all. And so you had brought the green one and the blue one home with you. Which one would you like?" you asked Pooh. He put his head between his paws and thought very carefully. "It's like this," he said. "When you go after honey with a balloon, the great thing is not to let the bees know you're coming. Now, if you have a green balloon, they might think you were only part of the tree and not notice you. And if you have a blue balloon, they might think you were only part of the sky and not notice you. And the question is, which is the most likely?" "Wouldn't they notice you underneath the balloon?" you asked. "They might, or they might not," said Winnie the Pooh. "You never can tell with bees." He thought for a moment and said, "I shall try to look like a small black cloud. That will deceive them." "Then you had better have the blue balloon," you said. And so it was decided. Well, you both went out with the blue balloon, and you took your gun with you just in case, as you always did. And Winnie the Pooh went to a very muddy place that he knew of, and rolled until he was black all over. And then, when the balloon was blown up as big, you and Pooh were both holding onto the string. You let go suddenly, and Pooh Bear floated gracefully up into the sky and stayed there, level with the tree, level with the top of the tree, and about 20 feet away from it. "Hooray!" you shouted. "Isn't that fine?" shouted Winnie the Pooh down to you. "What do I look like?" "You look like a bear holding onto a balloon," you said. "Not," said Pooh anxiously, "not like a small black cloud in a blue sky?" "Not very much." "Ah, well, perhaps from here it looks different, and as I say, you never can tell with bees." There was no wind to blow him nearer the tree, and so there he stayed. He could see the honey. He could smell the honey, but he couldn't quite reach the honey. After a little while, he called down to you. "Christopher Robin," he said in a loud whisper. "Hello?" "I think the bees suspect something." "What sort of thing?" "I don't know, but something tells me that they're suspicious." "Perhaps they think you're after their honey." "It may be that. You never can tell with bees." There was another little silence, and then he called down to you again. "Christopher Robin?" "Yes?" "Have you an umbrella at your house?" "I think so." "I wish you would bring it out here and walk up and down with it and look up at me every now and then and say, 'Tut tut, it looks like rain.' I think if you did that, it would help with the deception which we are practicing on these bees." Well, you laughed to yourself, silly old bear. But you didn't say it out loud because you were so fond of him. And you went home for your umbrella. "Oh, there you are," cried Winnie the Pooh, as soon as you got back to the tree. "I was beginning to get anxious. I have discovered that the bees are now definitely suspicious. Shall I put my umbrella up? You said? Yes, but wait a moment. We must be practical. The important bee to deceive is the queen bee. Can you see which is the queen bee from down there? No? A pity. Well now, if you walk up and down with your umbrella saying, "Tut tut, it looks like rain," I shall do what I can by singing a little cloud song, such as a cloud might sing. Well, that's about as far as I would like to read today because, like I said before, it's kind of a long chapter, and I want to leave you wondering what's going to happen next. Of course, you might already know what's going to happen next, but still, it's fun to read it in bits that are manageable. And so, we'll see what happens next. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our time together reading the World of Pooh, and I'll see you next time.
See you next time.